In 2010, my son was diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder. I had no idea where this journey was going to take us. When Rio was 10, I took him and his sister to our local pizza restaurant, the place I'd been going since I was a kid. But on this particular night, it just took so long for us to get seated. Rio had what they call a sensory overload meltdown. He started crying, he started screaming, he started banging his head, and the next thing I know, all the customers around me started screaming at me to control my kid. What kind of mother am I? And then they were claiming that he was a spoiled brat. And then they kicked us out. My dad came and picked us up. When I got in the car, I was crying, I was so angry, and all I kept saying was, why can't people just be nice? Why can't they be kind? Why can't they just be a human being and understand that he's autistic? I reached for my daughter's swaddle blanket because my makeup was everywhere since I'd been crying, and I looked at the blanket and it had bumblebees on it. And I just said out loud, just be. My dad, being a pilot, he said, you know, technically bumblebees should not be able to fly. Their bodies are too long and fat and their wingspan is too short. And yet they do. They fly. They can do the impossible. I went home, I went to bed, and when I woke up the next day, all I kept thinking about was, what if that restaurant had known that Rio was autistic? What if they were trained in autism? Would that night have gone down the way it did? And that was it. That was my call to action. That was the birth of Just Be. Just Be is a way to bridge that gap, connecting supportive businesses with an untapped market of millions of families who do not spend money in their local communities because they have autistic children. The Just Be program will offer sensory training to employees. Once trained, the businesses will be added to the app registry, allowing them to advertise to and offer discounts, sensory-friendly hours of operation, or even events for the ASD community. It's all about technology and connecting people. The Just Be app will be a way for families to find bee-friendly environments. We call it 10 by 10 by 10. 10 categories of businesses, 10 businesses in each category every 10 miles. Neurodiversity is a civil right. My son and the millions of people with autism have the right to have the same quality of life as your kid. This isn't about disabilities. This is about possibilities. It's time to change. It's time for local businesses and communities to better help people with autism. It's time for Just Be. Join us.